You have my heart, Grace. It's broken, but it's yours. Bleck. Can you believe someone actually wrote that? And someone else published it? Sounds like a rejected Valentine's card from a guy who owns a snake.
That's a pivotal emotional beat from KL. Walther's While We're Young. It signifies Everett's vulnerability. And
Vulnerability. It signifies he needs a cardiologist and maybe a therapist. Broken heart. Give me a break. Welcome back to Heartbook Radio. Folks, the only book show that tells you what really happens between the covers.
today we're dissecting While We're Young, a novel ostensibly about one epic senior skip day in Philadelphia, masterminded by class president Grace.
Ostensibly. It's Ferris Bueller's day off. They just swapped Chicago for Philly, Bueller for this Grace girl, and added a whole heap of teenage hormones and bad decisions. Did the author just watch Ferris Bueller and think, yeah, I can copy that?
It's clearly an homage, a deliberate reinterpretation through a contemporary, female-led lens. There's a difference between inspiration and, well, whatever you accused me of regarding the symbolism in Moby Dick.
Oh, here we go. You stole my whale theory. Admit it. You took my brilliant insight about Ahab's peg, leg representing existential dread, and repackaged it as some Freudian nonsense.
My analysis was nuanced. Yours involved comparing the whale to your landlord. Let's focus on this book's characters, shall we? Grace, the Ferris stand-in. Is she a fun, loving orchestrator of memories Tao? Or a manipulative schemer trying to steal her best friend's ex?
Total schemer. She drags everyone out, including poor, mopey Everett, the ex, all under the guise of on last adventure. Yeah, an adventure into his pants, maybe. And don't get me started on Isa, the best friend.
Ah yes, Isa, the academic one. Still reeling from her breakup with Everett, the so-called freshman year fracture. But she harbors her own secret.
Secret. It's a 5-alarm hypocrisy fire. She's secretly dating Grace's brother, James, while getting all judgy about Grace's obvious crush on Everett. My neighbor Brenda pulled that exact stunt. Caused a 3-block radius feud for 6 months. Isa is Brenda. A teenage Brenda.
While the ethics are questionable, perhaps it speaks to the complex, often contradictory, nature of adolescent relationships.
Contradictory? It's called being a terrible friend. And Everett. This. Broken heart. Guy. Reviewers are obsessed. Everett is mine. One of them wrote, seriously, he sounds like a sad puppy, waiting for someone, anyone, to tell him he's a good boy.
He's grieving his father. His reticence could be interpreted as depth, a quiet strength.
Or terminal blandness. And James, the brother, starts off trying to bust them, then suddenly he's making goo eyes at Isa. Make up your mind, dude. Are you the narc or the love interest? Pick a lane. Honestly, I only liked the Phillies slander one, reviewer mentioned. As a Mets fan, I approve.
You would focus on the sports, rivalries. The core question remains, does this Ferris Bueller framework actually enhance the story? Or is it a narrative crutch?
Crutch. It's the whole damn wheelchair. Some reviewers loved it, calling it nostalgic fun. Others basically called it plagiarism, with extra steps, rocky steps, probably. One poor soul said they stayed up until 2 a.m. giggling and kicking their feet. Kicking their feet. Alone. That's just sad.
Reader engagement can manifest in various ways.
So can insanity. And what about the 4 perspectives? 4. It's a skip day, not the Peloponnesian War. Did we really need Grace, Issa, Everett, and James narrating? My head was spinning.
Multiple perspectives can offer a richer, more layered understanding of the interpersonal dynamics. Though, I concede, the execution here felt uneven, particularly leading up to that rather abrupt ending.
Abrupt? It just stopped. Like the author hit her word count and went out for cheesesteaks, Pat's or Gino's, I wonder. Probably Gino's. Seems flashier, like this book. What happened next? Did Grace and Everett finally swap spit? Or just more broken heart poetry? Did Issa and James confess? Did they get busted? It's like ending Ferris Bueller right before the parents get home. Cheated. I felt cheated.
One could argue the ending mirrors the fleeting nature of that single day, leaving the future open to interpretation.
Or one could argue it's lazy writing. And don't forget the implied sex scene. Someone called. Unnecessary. Ooh, edgy young adult. Did the door close? Did the cheesesteaks fade to black? We need details, people.
The text handled it with relative discretion, focusing more on the emotional intimacy.
Discretion is boring. If you're gonna rip off an 80s movie, at least have the guts to show the awkward teenage fumbling. So, bottom line. Thumbs up or down on this. This echo.
It's complicated. The premise is derivative, undeniably. Some character choices are frustratingly hypocritical. The multiple points of view dilute the focus, and the ending feels truncated. However, there's a certain charm in its earnestness, and the exploration of grief and shifting friendships has moments of resonance. It attempts something, even if it doesn't fully succeed.
Whoa. That was the most words I've ever heard you use to say. It's kind of meh. Okay, rating time. I give while we're young. 2 out of 5. Fake sick notes. Points for the Philly slander, deducted for making me defend Ferris. Bueller's originality.
I'll rate it 5 out of 10 unresolved relationship tangents. A potentially engaging character study, hampered by its reliance on homage, and a rushed conclusion. It tries to capture lightning in a bottle, but mostly just catches lukewarm rainwater.
Lukewarm. Rainwater. All right, folks. That's all the time we have. Join us next week when we tackle a real literary heavyweight. My roommate is a sentient mold colony, and we're falling in love. Sounds damp.
Until then, keep turning those pages.